Ah, my good friend the Karoo, I've missed you. You look glorious as always, and it's great to be back. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I have swapped the coastal scenery of the N2 and the garden route for something very different. I'm traveling in the Karoo region of South Africa, and I came across this little village called Klaarstroom, clear stream. It's situated here next to the N12, the National Road 12. You can see Beaufort West and Prince Albert in that direction, and Oudtshoorn in that direction. So quite a busy road. I'm not sure how many people turn off here to this village. So what do you reckon? Shall we have a look? I think so. Welcome to Klaarstroom. Let's go and explore. Before I show you more of this fascinating village, I've got my usual favor to ask you. Please hit the like and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. I'm a one-man band with a GoPro. I don't have a marketing team or a production team. I do all the research, all the filming and all the editing myself. And it can be a tough job. When you hit the like and subscribe buttons, you tell the algorithm that I exist and that I make videos. And YouTube then promotes my videos to a wider audience. So please hit the like and subscribe buttons. Your support is greatly appreciated. So this is the town entrance, a village even. And I've been told there are only 12 houses here in the main street. Dag sê julle. Hello, hello. Hello. And at first glance, this looks like it is a very peaceful little farming village. You can see here nestled right at the base of the majestic Swartberg Mountains. This village was formerly known as Petersburg, and today it is Klaarstroom, meaning clear stream. I'll talk more about the name in due course, but it's not finished stream, which you could also derive from Afrikaans as a possible name. And right here at the entrance, you've got a little shop and some flags. Let's go and check it out and see what they've got. Beautiful landscape, don't you think? Dag sê julle. Hoe gaan dit? Ag lekker man. Jy sê ek kan maar so 'n bietjie kyk. Baie dankie. Is dit 'n kunsgalery?
Ja, is 'n padstal, gewone padstal.
O, is 'n padstal wat julle het hierso. Ag, dankie man. Ja, ek waardeer dit. Ek is Willie.
Ek is Veronica.
Hi Veronica, dankie hoor.
By hom toe meneer.
Selfe man, ek gaan net so 'n bietjie kykie vir die mense wys. O, hierso sien ek. Yeah, I see. This is the name of a farm stall. And yeah, going through here. Some of the products that they serve. Rooster koek. You see there's some various options there, 30 Rand. Prices for cappuccino there, 25 Rand. Yeah, nice farm stall. Look at the seats here. Old tree trunks. And yes, we are in the Karoo. This is Volstruis or ostrich country. Yeah, Volstruis and kudu. That's the other animal that is quite prevalent in this area. And in fact, I've been warned about the kudus on the road in this part of the world. There's some nice art here. You can see Nikki gum. And some inspirational messages here. Be strong, be courageous, be fearless. Be not discouraged, you are not alone. Well, I'll tell you what, we might not be alone, but I've been told there are only 12 houses in the main street. So Klaarstroom, a very tiny village. Is mos so julle, is mos hy 12 huise. Hierso. In die main street.
Ja. Ja.
Hoe jy tel hulle so? Is net 12. Ja.
Behalwe die hotel sit ons nou nie as huis.
Die hotel sal ons nou nie as huis sit. Goed nee, ja, as hy. Maar dankie vir julle vriendelikheid man. Julle moet 'n lekker dag hê. Groete daarso. Daar's hy, ek waardeer dit man. Daar's hy. Mooi gaan. Yeah, so friendly people here in Klaarstroom. And you can see many cars on the road there, trucks on the National Road 12. Klaarstroom's story goes back to 1777 when the first farm was granted in the area. There were a lot of fresh, mountain streams, clear water streams flowing from the Swartberg, the black mountain behind me, and it attracted a lot of farmers. The first farm in this area had the fitting name the Klaarstroom, and over time, by the mid-19th century I believe, Klaarstroom became a village. In the mid-1800s, Klaarstroom was a crucial stop for farmers on their way to Mossel Bay, to the port. They would wash their wool in the clear streams of the mountain. And over time, a wool washing facility was established here in the village, so that farmers like this alien, by the looks of it, an alien farmer, that they could wash their wool. But yes, this is very much farming country, the beautiful Karoo. And what a change of scenery from the garden route. It's so amazing traveling in South Africa because the landscape, it changes dramatically. All right, let's check if we can go in here. I'm not sure if this is still a church. Yeah, I've just met the owner there, Anthony. It is indeed a private residence. So certainly some of the buildings in the town, they've been converted into houses. Only 12 houses in the entire town, and this old church is one of them. Anyways, let's not waste time. Let's go and check out more of this fascinating village. About 2 decades after the original De Klaarstroom farm was established, it was split into smaller plots and sold off. And many of the men who purchased these farms, they went on to leave a mark on the history of the Swartberg region. Among some of the early buyers, I believe, was a Frans Adrian Swemmer, Piet Klaassen, P.H. Du Plessis, and Jerome Marinkovic. Yeah, here we come across another put stall, another farm stall. And I've noticed this wonderful Afrikaans phrase here, Moer toe gepomp. Basically, for the English viewers, that just means that this pump had enough. Let's go and check out this farm stall as well. I guess I know which rugby team they support. Hou by die Oranje. Welcome to the Klaarstroom put stall. Thank you, buddy. Let's have a look. Very interesting elements here greeting us. I've got some coffee, and yes, we are in the Karoo. Karoo farm breakfast, onion burgers, double trouble burgers. So no calorie restrictions here. If you were one reading this, you look cute when you smile, so keep smiling. Aha, encouraging people to be happy. Oh wow, what have we got here? Some flags of the world. Oh, collection of classic cars and some skulls. Wow, this is quite unique. Oh, look at the condition of this one. And the green one behind here, they're still in good condition. So, wow. Motorcycle, Harley Davidson. Yeah, more vehicles behind here and interesting ornaments. There's a workstation. This is quite unique, don't you think? Some Karoo charm also with the vehicles. Yes, not a lot of diesel in Klaarstroom nowadays. You'll find the diesel in a museum, in a put stall. Airborne. Yeah, a bit of a skull theme here. You can see their Top Gun. Dark treats, and another skull over here. Decent collection of National Geographic magazines. Books for sale. Here we go. Some vintage containers here. Some handmade souvenirs as well. Look at this orange evening dress for 80 Rand. Some Karoo animals made from a variety of materials. Yeah, I love this see-through one. Yeah, so I guess a motorsport enthusiast here. And orange like the cheetahs. Wow, and some vintage equipment over here as well for sale. There you go. Look at the hubbly. Old sugar and coffee pots. This is a Very nice establishment. Here's a coffee shop. Yeah, nog a bikkie. Just a little bit more spice, I guess. If you like the spicy food. You've got earrings. You've got keychains. Red Bull collection. I guess you need wings if you're gonna drive a motorcycle in this part of the world. Nella's cookie hookie. Nella's cake corner. We got here some biscuits. Yeah, tea and coffee and some more vintage items here. Yeah, this was in kitchens many years ago. Yeah, this was very interesting. The two pot stalls that I've seen so far. And I've just noticed a cross over there. Wonder who's buried there. And I've got another, shall we call this a graveyard of motor vehicles? What's the purpose of them here? Not too sure. Yeah, they certainly served their time. Not sure what the plan is with them. Yeah. I guess they'll become Karoo art. Well, actually they are already. They add something to the landscape. Even this old implement here against that backdrop. It's just magnificent. The Meiringspoort Pass opened in 1858. Of course, that's 1 year before Charles Darwin published his iconic Origin of Species. While Darwin was busy changing how we see life on Earth, this little corner of a Karoo was opening its gates to farmers and travellers. Just imagine, as ideas about evolution were spreading across Europe, Klaarstroom was evolving in its own way. Originally, this town was called Petersburg, and that is a nod to all the Pieters, the Pietruses, and the Piets who lived in this area. But more importantly, it was a tribute to a certain Petrus Oosthuizen, as the local people recognized how he had seen the need for a community here, and he took some initiative to make it happen. So yeah, Petrus Oosthuizen, a name synonymous with this area. And yeah, I just can't get over the landscape over here. And certainly it's not a place where people drive fast. They keep it slow. Here you go. This is number 10, but Klaarstroom style. Yeah, some beautiful trees here, planted in a row. So Klaarstroom, yes, it's pretty much a main street. I was going to say we are entering the commercial part of a town, but I suspect there will not be too many businesses. Of course, the hotel is over there. Yeah, look at those residents. Not a worry in the world. They don't exactly live on the main road, but I've noticed the properties here, they've got a lot of space, and I wonder what the situation is in terms of settling in this part of the world. For example, what are the hoops you need to jump through to settle here? Another one of the 12 houses. And there's someone doing some DIY. Middag sê. Dag. Nee, goed en self. Ek maak so YouTube van Klaarstroom. Dis hier dat ek so rondloop. Daar sê, mooi gaan. Totsiens. Ah, look here, Erf 57. And now we can start seeing a bit more of a Victorian blueprint across the town in terms of architecture. Victorian architecture, but with a Karoo sprinkling of magic. The Klaarstroom guest house. All right. So another place to come and stay. And I've read that shortly after the pass was officially opened in 1858. A town was surveyed on the land of the Klaarstroom. There were 27 plots that were carefully measured and laid out on what was then Petrus Oosthuizen's property. The first of those, Irvin, was sold on the 4th of August 1860. and a small settlement began to take shape. So that is a bit more of the local history. Can you imagine what this would have looked like back in 1860? I don't think a lot would have changed in terms of the landscape, the scenery. It's perhaps just the road that might have looked a bit different. Certainly some of these houses, they would date from the mid-19th century. And there may even have been a windpomp or two, not too sure. But yeah, I love these big, spacious properties. And here we go. Farmer service. They've got petrol and diesel here in Klaarstroom, but I'm not sure if this is actually functional. You can see there, boerendienst, farmer service. Yeah, look at the spanner art on the wall there as well. Only cash. Now I've been looking forward to stay here for a while because this is a bucket list item of someone I know. And this is certainly at first glance the largest property in Klaarstroom. Look here, an elephant chair welcoming us to the hotel. I believe the movie Vaanse Trein, Afrikaans movie, was shot here. And Denys Reitz, he was the son of President Reitz. He wrote a work called Commando, and there's a link to Klaarstroom, which I'll talk about later. The vet vee, the fat fig. Okay, that's interesting. A restaurant area here. You can see there's a fireplace in the wood. Nice picture there.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
Sorry, I wanted to send you that information, but
The power's still off?
Yeah, they switched it off. They're doing some construction on my house.
No problem, man. I'm just showing the people your beautiful hotel, and yeah, the power, the electricity is actually off at the moment, so you can't see the lights, but you can absolutely still see the old world charm here. Look at the furniture. There's two very important residents here in Klaarstroom. They say wool is like gold in this part of the world. So the sheep, they've almost got a sacred status. Wow, look at this beautiful counter. It's got an old wheel mechanism here. Very interesting. This is a magnificent touch, don't you think? Holding your tomato sauce and your Tabasco. And there's an old piano as well at the back. Us walking through here, more seating areas, more wood, outside area here. Lots of seating. There's another braai area, fireplace. And I've got a private pool for hotel guests only. Well, that is certainly what I am. So I guess if it was a little bit warmer, I could come and have a dip here. Karoo style. And not a bad view from the swimming pool at all. And here's the garden. What's that? Pomegranate. Here's an outside braai area and another seating area there next to the swimming pool. So I have to say, this hotel, I don't want to say in the middle of nowhere, because it's actually well connected to a lot of towns in the area. You've got the N12, of course, about 500 meters from where we're standing. But sometimes you do need a little bit of peace and quiet and tranquility. You do seek out the remote parts of the world to work on your mental health. And that's exactly what I'm doing here. Yeah, I just love all the old equipment here. Vintage style. Look at the old sign there. Dieseline. By die pomp met die geel kop. So at the pump with a yellow head. Look there. 24 hours in a day. 24 beers in a case. Coincidence? I think not. A very cute bar they've got, and here's our Springbok running with a ball, playing some running rugby. Check this for Karoo art. By bringing the farm to the hotel, and it creates a beautiful touch here next to the fireplace. I can't wait for this to be lit later. And they've already started the Karoo TV at this fireplace. Yeah, those are the old cars we saw earlier at one of the Potstalle, the farm stalls. And more scenes depicted there. Oh, I love the glow of the fire, the Karoo TV. Alright, let me go and show you my room. I am in number 1. I guess they know who their number 1 guest is. Love these ginormous keys as well. Old school lock. There we go. This is my humble abode for the night. You can see there a nice double bed. I've got a chair. I've got another bench. And just look at this beautiful wardrobe here. Old school style. A warm blanket for the winter nights. I've got a mirror, tea and coffee station. I've got 2 bed lamps as well. And works of art. And love these old lights. And here is the bathroom. Look at this. Still got the old copper elements there. Copper taps. And the same with a sink. That's probably my favourite part of the whole bathroom. Love this old copper pipe. Of course the taps. A nice cabinet and a very interesting chair. Let me know what you think of a room. I paid just over 800 South African Rand for it. I think it's great value. I think I'm going to sleep like a baby. And this is just outside my room. You can see a magnificent view. Karoo style. And another seating area here to come and have a coffee and just relax, look at the landscape. I'm very glad that I stopped here for a night. Alright, let's explore more of this fascinating village. I think we are pretty much near the end. I've read that there was a big flood in this part of the world in 1885 and they had to close the pass. In fact, the legendary engineer Thomas Bain, he was called in to repair the damage, and he took the opportunity to upgrade that road as well. And the pass was finally reopened in 1886. I've read that this area can be prone to flooding. So if you know more about recent floods or some damage, let me know in the comments. Anyways, here we go. This is the police station. This is a satellite. And look here, you can press a button for attention. But even if I press it, I don't think there's anyone home. But this is a very beautiful building, mind you. Love the mix of colors here. And I love that old police light there as well, the blue one. Yeah, just giving you a closer shot there of a light. And opposite here, you've got an old post office by the looks of it. And a red posting box. Not sure if they are still in operation. Dag sê, hi. Explore julle lekker? Ja. It's nice, né? Daar sê, julle moet dit geniet hoor. Dankie. Yeah, only 50 post boxes here. I guess there were never more than 50 people who required post here in Klaarstroom. Let's not beat around the bush. There is no supermarket, no general dealer in Klaarstroom at the moment. So maybe an opportunity here. Look at this old store. It used to sell pies, refreshments, sweets and chips. And today, well, it doesn't sell anything. It will be pretty shut. Imagine the stories that this building could tell, if it could indeed speak. This building is no longer active. But someone's stone collection, by the looks of it, seems to be very active. Are these some stones from the area? Yeah, I wonder what the plan is with this building. Secret red door here. Corrugated iron. Wonder if it had a function with a Postal Service. You can see they have a post box. I almost feel like posting you a letter to tell you about my experiences here in Klaarstroom. Or I could just show you more of Klaarstroom with a video. By the way, if you haven't done it yet, please press the like and subscribe buttons. You know what? This is always going to bother me. If I don't do it, I'll think about what I've missed out on. So I will press this button for attention. Okay, now I feel better. Now, if you're a history buff, you might appreciate the work of Reitz, his famous Anglo-Boer War memoir, Commando. And in there he describes how, after learning that General Smuts had crossed the Swartberg Mountains towards Oudtshoorn, his commando made its way through the area. And it just so happens that here at the Good Shepherd Church, there are two graves here of British soldiers. In fact, let me read you the relevant quote from Reitz's Commando. I start the quote. After this we went more carefully, and sunrise found us leading our horses up to the street of a tiny village standing at the bottom of a pass. Dogs began to bark and windows to open, and we saw soldiers running to a large building. So we mounted and rode hastily out. End of quote. That village, of course, was Klaarstroom, and some people say that the building that he refers to is in fact a police station. It's never been confirmed though. And here are the graves of two British soldiers. You can see there for King and Empire. This is Mr. Boyd by the looks of it. And in addition to the British war graves, you also have 3 graves here, presumably of people from the community. They passed away in 1895, 1926 and 1909 respectively. And I've just spotted a 4th grave, or I guess a 6th if you include the war graves over there, but it's unnamed. And again, what a wonderful part of the world. This could be a postcard. And I hear some water as well. Could that be one of the clear streams in the area? I think we need to go and investigate. But what a privilege to be here. You can see the wind pump. I can hear a plane as well. It almost creates a bit of an eerie sound. And some insects. It's just the sounds of nature. Here's the church bell. And let's see if we can see more of a church. Hoe gaan het meneer? Wat sê jy? Ek was hier binne meneer, ja, ek is Willie. Hallo Abraham, aangename kennis hoor. Daar's hy. Is u van Klaarstroom af? Ag lekker man, ek maak so 'n YouTube videoetjie van die dorp. So ja. Dis hoekom ek nou hier binne was. 1880. Yes. The Good Shepherd Church. Yes. Daar's hy, Anglican Church. Maar hy is nie meer mense gaan nie meer hiernatoe nie, né? Hy's nou toe. Hoe kom hulle nog hiernatoe? Ja, hulle kom nog hiernatoe. Dis hy, kom Kerkou. Ja, sê. Abraham, nice to meet you. Bly te ken man. Jy sê ek kan so reg as ek so 'n bietjie afneem. Dis reg, dis reg. Dit is dankie man. Altyd net ek maar nie is ook so duidelik. Ja. Wat gaan vir wat? Dat was ook 'n kerk gewees van die. Was dit ook 'n ou kerk gewees hier? Ja. Okay, so Abraham says this also used to be a church. Yes. So 12 houses and 3 churches. Could that be some sort of world record? In fact, 2 of the churches are now private properties, houses. So, regardless of your maths, that is an incredible statistic. And Klaarstroom, an incredible place in so many ways. What a treat to come here for a visit. tucked away here next to the N12. I guess many people simply drive past. But let me know in the comments if you would live here, or if you could live here. I don't think this is necessarily everyone's cup of tea, but if it is, I guess you'll live very happily here. Quiet, it seems relatively safe, and I think I've pretty much walked to the edge of town. Beautiful fat roof house here. You can see there, welcome, welcome. Such a friendly town, village even. And I can't get over the view of these mountains. Really something special. I've counted more than 12 properties, mind you, so not all of them will be houses, but I wonder what they all are. Maybe some storage facilities, maybe just some vacant buildings. I think maybe some of them will be guest houses, but nonetheless, there are not many people in this town, and I guess that's the way that people who moved here, that's the way they like it. Ah, look here. These are the gatekeepers to a river bridge here. A stream bridge. Or maybe they're just hanging around like I am. Yeah, maybe I was wrong. They are not the gatekeepers. But here in Klaarstroom, let's check out a Klaarstroom, a clear stream. Lots of streams in these mountains. Yo, how special is this? Isn't nature just fantastic? I'm back at the hotel. There's no electricity at the moment, but I'm having some dinner. And this is what I've got. I've got some offal and some samp and a nice cold beverage there. And this is my view. And there's the price of an offal with samp, 130 South African Rand. You can see various other prices as well. Cheers to Klaarstroom. All right, me and the owner here, Marco, we're going to go for a bit of a drive. He's going to show me some interesting things around town. We've still got a bit of daylight left. But anyway, let's not waste time. Here's a bit of a treat for you. I believe this used to be the wool washing facility. This is where all the farmers who are on their way to Mossel Bay, they would stop here and wash the wool, get all the grease out, make sure that their product is in top condition to be sold in Mossel Bay. Nice arty touch here next to this 19th century facility. And obviously it's got a 2025 makeover edge as well. Ah, yes, now we are in business. Okay, so today someone's using this as a storage facility. Yeah, you can see the old walls here. Just imagine back in the day, all the farmers washing the wool. And then a long journey to Mossel Bay. Of course, distances, they were exponentially larger in the 19th century. Different roads, different transport options. So a bit of history here in Klaarstroom, fantastic. And I think we're going to see a beautiful sunset pretty soon. Wonderful to be here. And by the way, in terms of farming, Marco told me that obviously you've got the Karoo lamb, which is quite big in this part of the world, ostrich, and then also seed, in Afrikaans saad. So various seeds that are grown here and then exported as seed to various parts of the world. Now this
It's innovative.
I guess that's the word, huh? Look at this innovation in the Karoo. You will never run out of a braai. You can even push the braai somewhere to a location that suits you on the wheelbarrow. And check the wheelbarrow braai done old school. Some olive trees here, and behind there, that's the Klaarstroom, the clear stream. Not finished stream, as you might think with a name.
Yeah.
Wow, this is next level. Yeah, they had a bit of rain of late, which is why the streams are flowing the way they do. I have to say, as a first-time visitor, Klaarstroom has really made me think. Do we really want to promote tourism in places like this? Do we want it to be inundated with visitors? Part of me thinks this village can absolutely do with more tourism. And when I look at the mountains and I remind myself that many people would have moved to the Karoo in general to get away from the hustle and bustle. Regardless of your view, one thing is certain. I had a great time here in Klaarstroom. Sometimes visiting places like this is exactly what you need. Where the most noise you'll hear is that of a barking dog. Nee man, dis net ek en nou Abraham. Daar's hy. Lekker gaan nou Abraham. Sien vir jou. Daar's hy. You won't be disappointed turning off the N12 if you're in this part of the world. And if you're not from South Africa, if you're from another country, I hope this also gives you insights into South Africa more generally. I hope that Klaarstroom shows you a bit of the magic of South Africa. A different kind of magic from the pictures and brochures of Table Mountain, Kruger National Park, heck, even the garden route. There is something about this place that will make you stop and think. The sounds of silence, the sounds of nature. And sometimes this is exactly what we all need. If you haven't done it yet, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment for me in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you thought of Klaarstroom, the clear stream village here in the Karoo. Also, share this video with friends and family and hit the notifications bell so that you know when I post new videos. For now, I just want to say again, thanks for watching my videos, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers, take it easy.